the ending of seeking approval. He sat at the corner of a cafe, the hum of life around him feeling like static. The coffee in his cup had long gone cold, but he hadn't touched it. His hand rested on the rim, not for warmth, but as if it tethered him to the moment, something to do, a role to play in the world around him. He thought about the text he hadn't sent, the one he'd rewritten 3 times, wondering how it would be read. Would it make him sound confident, approachable, worthy of a response? Would it fall flat, just another noise in someone else's day? It was always like this. Every word, every gesture, every move, calculated for someone who wasn't even looking. Approval wasn't something he asked for outright. It was the invisible thread tying together everything he did. A stranger passed by, laughing with a friend, the sound dissolving into the air. For a moment he felt the pang again, that strange desire to matter to someone, to be noticed, to have his presence confirmed in a way that felt solid. But the laughter was gone as quickly as it came, and the stranger didn't look back. The truth was always there, lurking, waiting for him to stop pretending. No one was paying attention, not in the way he wanted, not in the way he needed them to, because they couldn't. He thought of all the time he'd spent trying to shape himself into something presentable. The half smiles, the carefully phrased sentences, the desperate need to be seen in a way that felt undeniable. But now, sitting there, the weight of it pressed down on him. All of it was for people who never stayed. No one cared, not in the way he had imagined, not in the way that made him feel whole. And for once, he stopped fighting the thought. He let it settle in, let it fill the cracks of his mind like cold air through a broken window. The truth wasn't cruel, it was simple. They weren't watching him because they were too busy watching themselves. They weren't judging him because they were too busy judging themselves. Every thought, every word, every move had been built for an audience that didn't exist. He exhaled, slow and deliberate, feeling the weight shift. What if he let it all go? The image, the expectations, the endless performance. What if he stopped trying to matter to a world that wasn't looking? The coffee was cold, bitter, untouched, and for the first time, it didn't feel like a metaphor. It was just coffee, and he didn't care who noticed. He stood up, not to make a statement, not to be seen, but because he was tired of sitting. The chair scraped against the floor, the sound unnoticed by anyone but him. And that was fine. He walked out into the city didn't matter if anyone was watching. It didn't matter if they cared. And for the first time, neither did he. This has been